The following is a translated chapter from lemko activist and writer Simeon Pyzh's book titled A Short History of Carpatho-Russia, published 83 years ago in Rusyns. As you listen, think on our situation today, what went wrong and what gives one hope, how weak leaders have failed our people, and those who rose above and gave us the chance to survive despite the uncountable obstacles. But most of all, remember that we are the ones making history that our grandchildren and theirs will read. Do not waste opportunities that are given to you. They may never come around again. The imperialistic war cost Carpatho-Rus huge sacrifices, human as well as material. Besides those people who fell at the front, many others were murdered. Some were tried by courts martial as Russophiles and spies. Others were murdered without trials by German and Hungarian gendarmes and soldiers without any chance of appeal. A Russian could be shot or hanged by any German or Magyar gendarme, officer, or soldier without any punishment to himself. No one investigated if that Carpatho-Russian villager was, in truth, guilty. Out of the thousands of Galician lemkos interned in horrible German camps, hundreds died of typhus and hunger. Many Carpatho-Russian villages, where terrible battles occurred, were burnt and despoiled of seed, cattle, and other means for living. When at last came the end of the terrible imperialistic world war came, out of all the countries involved, the poorest and hungriest was Carpatho-Rus. But even poor and hungry Carpatho-Rus became alive when she heard of the self-determination of peoples. And our people understood the phrase of the American President Wilson, and naively believed in such self-determination. By it our people understood that henceforth neither the Magyars nor Poles would rule over us, that we would ourselves be the bosses in our land. It is not strange that Carpatho-Russians sincerely believed in such gratuitous freedom, for they did not understand that there can't be any kind of natural freedom under capitalistic order, that the capitalistic order is tightly tied with imperialism, seizure of foreign peoples and their lands, and with national oppression of weaker nations. This we did not understand because there was no one to teach us. We also did not understand the Russian proletarian revolution. Why? Because all the learning that they gave us was in and around the church and under its control. Small wonder that we believed in the self-determination of peoples large and small, that we believed in our own self-determination. But when, after the fall of Austro-Hungary, the leaders of other nationalities in this multinational state already knew what they wanted, already had worked out programs with their national organizations, and already knew everything about their own people, our people, during the course of a long bondage, had been deprived of its leaders, who had crossed over to the camp of the ruling nations. And, when the time came to step into the name of the Carpatho-Russian people, those who wanted to lead did not know whom to guide, did not know what country, what land, what people they were supposed to champion. They did not understand the situation of the Carpatho-Russian people, did not understand its soul, and even did not know its language and ethnographic boundaries. It is not surprising that every one of these self-styled leaders of our people sought freedom and benefits only for himself, and not for the people. This explains why no other people in those times established as many radis, or councils, as our own Carpatho-Russians. No sooner appeared another self-styled leader than already another orientation and rada. These radi multiplied like mushrooms after rain. In Lubovna, a rada was organized, and Prashov still another. One in Uzhhorod, sponsored by the chapter of a church order, and one in Maramurosh. The members of the Uzhhorod Russian Rada, established by canons at the Uzhhorod church chapter, orientated themselves towards Hungary. The Russian Rada in Prashov, whose members were the old Prashov patriots from the Beskid Hills, orientated Carpathian Rus towards Czechoslovakia. No less a number of Radas were established in the Galician part of Lemkovina. There, in fact, in every district a Russian Rada was established by the local district leaders. There was such a Rada in the Sach district, in Gribov, in Gorlice, Jaslo, Krosno, and in the Sanok district. There was even a proclaimed in Lupkov a republic, called afterward jestingly the Republic of Lupkov. In one respect, all these Radas in Galician Lemkovina were the same. All wanted to join our people to Russia. But all imagined not a Soviet, but a national Russia. The leaders of these Radas did not understand, or did not want to understand, the Russian Revolution. They could not understand, those leaders of ours, neither from one nor the other side, nor even here in emigration in North America, that the first condition for achieving any kind of national, autonomous rights for a Carpathian Rus was her unification, that is, a uniting into one unit in accordance with geography, ethnography, according to the laws of nature, language, and national ideology. When Lemkos from Prashav Rus did not care what happened to the Lemkos on the Galician side, and Maramoros cared not for Uzhhorod or Makovica, then it was easily understood that nobody else was obliged to care and fight for that union of those lands into one Carpathian Rus.